Well, I got a problem, so I need to come up with a solution. So recently we got this awesome new storage building here that I can keep the RV in, which I love. You know, for years and years, the RV always sat outside. And whenever I wanted to start it up to do something, I just started it. Didn't have to pay it no mind. But now that I've got it in a building, even if I open up the garage door and I start this thing up, this big 8.1 Vortec, it really cranks out the CO2, and then all the CO2 alarms start going off in the RV. I got 3 of them in there. So I need a better solution. So I went to Lowe's and picked this stuff up here because we have 3-inch exhaust pipe, and this is it's aluminum duct work, but it's kind of odd. It's 3-inch size, but Lowe's carries it because normally most all dryers are 4-inch. So I don't know. Maybe this is probably for like gas furnaces. Maybe that's what this is used for. Don't know for certain, but it's really neat. When you buy it, it's like 12 inches long. Then it stretches out like an accordion, like to 6 or 8 feet. I think it's 8 feet. So you can see the side of my building right there. So I'm going to punch me a hole. Got my hole saw here. And then I'm going to put me in a 4-inch little vent. And then I got me an adapter that's going to go from 4 to 3. So that's tonight's plan. And of course I got to do this on both sides, because we've got twin exhaust on this RV. And of course one more other thing I want to do is do the same thing for the Onan generator, because I thought that'd be, because you know we're supposed to run the generator every 30 days, you know, for about an hour or so to exercise it and keep the carburetor clean and keep the moisture out of the windings, because that's another big problem, letting them sit, the moisture that builds up in the windings. You want to let them run a good long time to get all that moisture pushed out. So that's another project I need to try to get figured out and get a way to get that exhaust out of the building, because it's not, maybe it's a rainy day and I just want to be able to change oil, or maybe I want to do a coolant flush, whatever I'm tinkering with at the time. It'll be great to be able to just start the RV up, keep the door closed, keep it relatively warm in this building, but not get CO2 to death at the same time. So anyways, I guess my next step is to pull out my big drill and punch me a hole in the side of my pretty new building and see if this will work. Because I'll have to do some temperature measurements. I think it's going to be fine because, you know, the engine's way up there. But I'll do some tests with my temperature gauge to see what the, you know, because it'll just be sitting here idling, see what the temperature is. So let's get to it. Okay, just a word of warning. I got that hole drilled, but I tell you what, when that metal, when it catches, you better be ready for it, because this is a high torque drill. It'll sure snap it right out of your hands and hurt you if you're not careful. So anyway, got the first hole punched, and now let's go punch another hole. All right, this is test number 1. Engine's up to 174 degrees, and actually it really makes a big difference with the exhaust going outside, because I can sit here, I can hear the ticking of the injectors. I don't know if you can pick it up or not. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what temperature we got on these pipes. Yeah, that's no problem. We got 66 degrees. Let's go back here. Oh, it's pretty warm there. Yeah, the temperature really drops once you start coming off this pipe. Let's see why we get the time we get to the plastic. 87, 90 degrees. That's no problem. You know, because that's a dryer vent, so you know they're going to be hotter than that anyway. So that's working out pretty good. Yeah, let's go outside. See if there's temperature out there. Excuse my mess. A lot of projects going on. Let's see. Turn on some light. It's putting out the fumes, isn't it? Now I did have a problem I had to solve. When I first fired this up, it was making a horrible racket. So you can see I got a little piece of plastic in here. I'll take this piece of plastic out. I put that in there to wedge the little fins open. If I get rid of it, it does that. I just drive you crazy. There we go. But I found that little piece of plastic. and that took care of it. Let's go show you the other side. Well, yeah, you can really see that exhaust pouring out. You can imagine if that was in that building. Good gravy. Let's see what kind of temperature we got here, because this pipe's a little bit shorter. Okay, it's 80. Oh yeah, no problem. Awesome. That's going to work just great, I believe. Now I just got to come up with a solution for the generator, and then we'll have this project complete. All right, let's check this side. It's a little bit shorter run. What kind of temperatures we got on that? Yeah, still no problem, no problem. But the pipe, 105, right at the exhaust tip. But once you hit that aluminum, the temperature drops quick, doesn't it? What a difference aluminum is. Good heat sink. Sweet, sweet. I like it, I like it. Something else I want to share with you is because it's so quiet without the exhaust, you can hear the fuel pump, how loud that fuel pump is inside the fuel tank. It's quiet, right? Yeah, I'm afraid one of these days I'm going to replace that thing. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. But that, if you wonder what that noise is, that is your fuel pump doing its job, giving you about 61, 62 psi at the fuel rail. Okay, so we got the exhaust took care of for the engine. Now let's work on the Onan generator. There's my exhaust pipe from my Onan generator. And here is, I went to my scrap pile and found an old mailbox post, which just happens to be the identical diameter, let me show you, of the exhaust pipe. It's absolutely identical. So, the problem is I needed a way to couple the two together. Now, I didn't have anything exactly right, so I did find another piece of pipe. It was the same, and let me show you how I accomplished this. So if you look closely, see what I did? I took a piece, I cut me two pieces, about 2 inches long, and you can see how I sliced it, so I opened it up. And then if you look here, there's my second piece. It's also sliced. So I took two of them, put one way, one the other, rotated them so I'd have a complete seal. Otherwise, I'd have a huge gap if I didn't. So now, of course, this is the first time I'm trying this. So, and I punched me a hole in my side of my building. And to keep weather out and cold air, this is that sheet magnet stuff you find on signs you put on the side of your car. It just sticks right on there, covers up the hole. So that's easy enough. So let's see if this will work. All right, and let's line this up here. Nice, snug fit. There we go. All right, so now let's go start the engine up and see what it does. There we go. All right, let's walk outside, see what it sounds like. There it is. Now I can run my generator. I can run the engine. If it's in the middle of winter, rainy, cold day, and I want to do some maintenance work, I can do it with no worries. And now you can too. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.